right. Hey guys, so welcome. Sorry, I've been MIA. I feel like this is so long overdue. I hope the sound is good. I won't know until I edit this because I have my camera recording here, but then I have my laptop with my mic connected here, and then I have lighting here, and then I have the lighting here, and then I have just like cords all over the place, and I'm trying to figure it out. So please bear with me. But so far, this looks cute. Let me actually turn on this light. Apparently, I can turn on this light somehow. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so now that we have that situated, I'm gonna go ahead and do an updated get to know me because I feel like so much has happened. The last time I did a get to know me, I think was like 2019 or 2018 or 2017. I don't know. But I wanted to go ahead and do an updated one, and I hope the sound is good. I'm really, really sorry. Ooh, I like how it shows the pink. Okay, I wanted to do something super, super chill today, so I'm literally just wearing shorts and pajamas because I've actually been sick and I wasn't able to work, which is a whole other deal that I will talk about in a minute. But I had time to deep clean the house today, and I was like, okay, I have extra time, so why not go ahead and record that video? I had been asking you guys to ask me questions for a while now. Starts choking. No, but unfortunately, I have not been keeping up with those questions. And I know like I would screenshot them, but then I forgot them. So I have like a few questions here. And then the last time I asked you guys to ask me some questions, I screenshotted those just so I won't forget them. But I'm gonna try to make it super fast and quick. I think we're already at 3 minutes and I haven't said anything. So let's go ahead and kind of talk about it. So I'm Brenda, also known as Pretty Little Texas. And I was born and raised in Texas, and my nationality is Mexican, and I am the oldest out of five. I am 35, and which was a question that a lot of people used to ask. So I'm 35, I'm a Scorpio, and I was a teacher. We'll talk about that later. That was something else that people would always be like, what do you do? What do you do? I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 13 years. Um, but let me go ahead and kind of talk about what we're doing now in life. So it says, what does your life look like right now compared to the last time you did a Q&A? So I think the last time I did my Q&A, I think was, again, 2017 or 2018. So I was teaching. I think I was teaching at my new school already. That first year, I really loved it. Everything was great. It was an awesome change. Um, but now I'm actually not teaching. I actually resigned this past summer, which was such a weight off my shoulders. Being a teacher, you never really realize how institutionalized you are. I think because you go from like elementary school, middle school, high school, college to then teaching, so you don't really see the pattern. I guess I don't know, more like it is a pattern and a routine, so you don't really see it until you get out of it and you're like, oh my goodness, like there's an actual life outside of whatever that was. And so I had to leave. I am gonna do a story time on why I left and just all that good stuff. So stay tuned because I will be spilling the tea. But I don't know. It's just been great after I left. Like there's a whole story about that. So I cannot wait to tell you about it. But like it's been great. I actually don't have like an official job right now. I left teaching in the summer and I was doing brand ambassador, which I've actually really liked. There's so many opportunities that I've been able to experience because of that. I am a little shy, or was a little bit more shy, I think. So it was a little difficult kind of putting myself out there, but I think I've slowly started to get better. I'm still not the best, but I think I'm slowly learning. But I've got to experience so many cool events. So that's something that I'm really, really thankful for. I don't think I would have ever had that opportunity if I didn't step out of my comfort zone. And so that kind of like pushed me to go there. Excuse me. And I don't know, it's been really cool. I could do a whole other series about like my brand ambassador experiences and some of the gigs that I've done and the cool events I've done and like people that I've met or whatever. Um, but yeah, I've been doing that. What else have I been doing? I've been doing studies. That has been really cool too. And most recently, I started to kind of nanny here and there. I'm still trying to figure out if I do want to be with the kids or not because, I mean, I just got sick and this is like my second time going to nanny. So I'm like, are the kids getting me sick? It's literally just one little boy. But I'm like, is my immune system not set up for that anymore? I don't know. I'm a little scared. Also, before I forget, if you think this is not the Starbucks bear cup, I don't know what to tell you because this is the limited edition bear cup. No, I'm just kidding. I've been deep cleaning my house and I was sick, right? So there was no more honey. So I'm like about to throw this away and I was like, wait a minute, let me make myself a little matcha in my little bear cup and enjoy it for the day. So here we are with a little matcha, which I will be sipping from time to time. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it says, how does my life look like right now compared to the last time you did a Q&A? I have this really nice routine, which is why I'm also nervous about getting this nanny position because I really love my slow mornings. I love being able to have time to work out, to journal, to meditate, to read the Bible, to make my breakfast look so appealing, to go out into the sun and just chill and lay out. And then I'll go ahead and say, like, ooh, I want to go to the library. Ooh, I want to go thrifting. I've been super into thrifting lately. So I don't know. It just makes me appreciate everything so much more. Even going to the grocery store, I love going to the grocery store now. I used to hate going to the grocery store. It was such a nightmare. Even Walmart. One day I went to Walmart and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so peaceful and calm. I would have never said that about Walmart. It's just like my whole life changed and like for the better. Everything's been for the best. It says, what's something you've changed your mind about in the past year? Like, I feel like I just kind of answered it with the grocery store. I feel like I used to detest grocery store um, outings. Like, I always did grocery pickup. And I think it was because of that, because I mean, I'd have to go after work, which is like else is out of work, so it's crowded. Or I'd have to go on the weekends, which again, everybody's out, so it's crowded. Or I'd be like, oh, it's summer, like it's my break. Well, guess what? All the kids are out on break too, so you guessed it, it's crowded. So it's just like there was never really a quiet, peaceful time. And now I get to go do it whenever I want, at whatever time I want. Obviously, in the morning, I'm not going to wait till like after work again. But like during that time, and it's so peaceful. I can literally do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whenever I want. And what's crazy is like I'm a homebody, so I like being at home 90% of the time. But there is that 10% of me that wants to go out. So sometimes I'll be like, oh, it's Tuesday. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go do something. So I'll be like, let me go to the grocery store and let me just stop by the thrift store because I'm already going to be out. And let me go get a car wash. I go and get my car wash and there's no cars there. But whenever I would go to the car wash before, it was crowded. So I think that's just something that I've changed my mind about. Um, Being able to go out and actually do stuff. I used to like order everything to be delivered at home or to just do like pick up. And now I actually enjoy getting out of my car, getting a cart, browsing through the aisles. So the little stuff. It says, what are you can't even read. What are you working towards right now, personally or professionally, that excites you the most? Okay, so this is something that I forgot to mention, right? Something that I'm working towards right now, personally or professionally, I would say is this like social media stuff. I've always really been into social media, like it's literally been years, but I've never been consistent with it. I've never been like, like I'm like, yeah, I want to do this, but like I've never put in the work for it, right? So lately, I have been attending seminars. I have been posting more consistently. I have been trying to make more of a like, this is what I stand. This is what I want people to like be able to differentiate. Like, oh, that's her. Like, I made sure all my profiles are Pretty Little Texas. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on LTK. You can find me on Amazon. You can find me anywhere. I'm gonna be Pretty Little Texas, right? And so even my profile picture, I'm making sure that it's the same profile picture everywhere. And I just want to show them like this is what I post, and if you like what I post, this is why I want you to follow me. And it's crazy just how like once you get consistent and you have like your own style on what you post, the way the demographics change on your analytics. Like I used to really not look into my analytics as much, but like lately I'll be checking it and oh my gosh, the views have like gone so much greater now. And there was a time where like majority of my audience was guys, and I kind of like didn't like that because I was like, okay, this is not gonna take me anywhere because you're not gonna be interested in the stuff that I'm interested in. But then I kept getting invitations about like join this, go to this seminar, do this, and I used to be like, don't really care for it. But then all of a sudden I was like, come January, I didn't really have much to do. There was no like brand ambassador position, so I was like, I might as well like go to class or whatever and learn about this. It's free, so why not? And they just started talking about how to post, when to post. And as soon as I started doing a lot of the tips that they told me, the way my demographics changed from like being 90% male and 10% female to like 85% female and 15% male within 2 or 3 days, I was like shook. I remember I looked at it and I was like, what? I never knew it was that easy. Like the fact that I did that and I changed it, trust me, it took me like 2 whole days where I was just going through my TikTok and just being very, I guess, picky about what I was showing out there, because it's like there was some videos that was putting too much effort into editing that weren't getting any views, and there were videos that in the moment I'd be like, oh, let me just go ahead and record this, and those would do okay. But then like when I'm trying to pitch out to brands, well, the brands are seeing a whole mess. They don't really know what I'm standing for, like they're kind of like, okay, we get you, but like also what? Which is kind of like how my brain works in a way. But like I didn't want to give that impression, right? So I started taking it more seriously. I did my portfolio, I did my media kit, and then I just started like pitching out to brands, because now like if you were to go to my TikTok, it's literally just like good content, right? Or okay content, I guess you could say. But it's very similar, and they kind of know like what I like to talk about, what I like to try, what my interests or my hobbies are. So I don't know. That's what I'm working towards, I guess, pitching out to more brands. I've actually had really cool opportunities recently. Um, I was doing like a little, dude, I swear, like the way my brain does not work anymore is actually kind of sad. I don't know. I feel like after COVID, something happened to my brain. I don't know who stole it, but she's not there, girl. But anyways, I did a whole little remodeling for my dining room, living room, and kitchen area, which is something else. Okay, after I like quit my job, I've been so into home stuff. Like it's crazy. Like when I go thrifting, I don't even look for stuff for myself. I literally look for stuff for the house. I'm like super obsessed with anything home. It's like my motherly instinct kicked in, and I'm not even a mother or a wife, but who knows. Anyways, I was able to collaborate with like a few brands, right? And so I got a whole plant. I got some like dining chairs. I'm like working to try to get a rug. So if you can hook me up with a rug, let me know, because I need a rug for my living room. But I actually have a little trip coming up, which I'm super excited about. And hopefully by the time I edit this video and post this, I'm already back from my trip and everything went great. And then you can see videos about that. But it's just like the opportunities that have like came up have been amazing. I've done other partnerships where all I have to do is like take a picture with the product and I get paid for it, and that's nice too. And I get to keep the product. So I don't know. I want to just continue growing. I think ultimately that would be my goal, to eventually, even if I get married or have kids, like I can continue to make it a career in a way, and just grow with it. It says, what boundaries have you learned to set that you didn't have before? I think I'm definitely more vocal now. Like last year, at the end of last year, there was a brand ambassador position where things didn't work out the way they needed to work out. And I feel like old me would have just stayed quiet and kind of just taken the hit. But I didn't. I literally stood up to that person who was like the CEO of the company. And I was just like, I just don't like how you treated me. And I don't think it's correct. And I'm not looking forward to working with you ever again. And I wouldn't come back even if you invited me. And I don't know. I kind of just said, like, that's not how you treat people. And I'm not just speaking for myself. I'm saying just in general. I hope you never do that to anybody else. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And it wasn't like I hate you, but it was kind of like I don't hate you because you're fat. You're fat because I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. It was kind of like I stood up for myself, but I stood up for like everybody else. Like, okay, so that was a total fail because my camera totally died. Well, no, it didn't even die. It literally ran out of storage. So we'll have to figure out something with storage soon. But I'm gonna try to do this quick before it ends. But yeah, no, little old me would have just kind of been all in my feels because they mistreated me. But this me is like, yeah, no, you're not treating me like that, and nobody deserves to be treated. So I don't care if you were the CEO, please don't ever do that again. But I'm gonna do two more questions if I can. What is your current weird obsession? I think my current weird obsession is totally the sweet potato with the cheese. I love that. I don't know how many times I've had that. It's so freaking good. Go ahead, put it in 300 degrees for 2 hours, then let it rest for 2 more hours. Put some cheese inside and just eat it whole. My favorite color is obviously pink, and my favorite food, I have so many different foods that I love, but I guess it has to be just Mexican food. I literally like some rice and beans with some fajitas, so that's like top tier. And I feel like that doesn't make your stomach hurt because I could say I like pizza and burgers, but like sometimes you just get so full that it's not even worth it. So I definitely have to say just some like good fajitas with some guac and some beans and some rice. That'll hit the spot every single time. But okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I feel like these angles are gonna be a little crazy because I don't know where I was at earlier, and I don't want to keep messing with the camera because I don't want it to go out of memory again. But if you're not already following me on TikTok, please go ahead and follow me, Pretty Little Texas. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe below and follow me, Pretty Little Texas on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere you can think of. I'm Pretty Little Texas, okay? But I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.